Alright, so that last tutorial I did was just horrible, so I figured I'd redo it. So this program I've got in front of me is called CyberGate. So I'm going to show you guys how to set up CyberGate and what to look for when you're infected with CyberGate. So the first thing is create server. Now when we create a server, we're going to create a new user. So I'm going to name this one test. Alright, so we're going to set up the test user. Now, there's two different things. Now, the easiest way to do this would be to make a new domain. So I'll demonstrate that. So I want you to go to noip.org, make an account. I'm sure you can handle that. Anyway, I don't remember my account info, but so you log in, you make a host/redirect, and you bind it to your IP address. Now after you do that, let's say that our fake one is going to be mastershake.com. Alright. Now we're going to put this on port 81. Okay. As you can see, I put a double dot, a colon, and 81. That's the port. Now I'm going to click OK. I'm going to remove this one. Otherwise, every time you try to use this on a person and you have this in here, it's always going to connect internally. So it's going to connect to 127.0.0.1. Now the way to fix this so you can see it on your local and on other people's PC is go over here, Start, go to your C drive, Windows, go to System 32, go to Drivers. Now go to ETC. Right click on this, edit it with Notepad or whatever you want. Now this is where you can control it. So the first number is what it actually is. So we're going to make this so whenever I go to mastershake.com, I'm really looking on my own computer. So whenever this bot tries to go to mastershake.com, it automatically comes right back to me. So it never leaves the computer. Alright, so that's how you fix it so you can actually see it run on your computer and on other people's computer. Alright, now we would save this. Now take note of your password and your identification. These are both needed. Go to installation, system, no, root, Windows, no, root, no, program files or root, actually. Program files or root. Or you can do other directory. You need admin privileges to install it in system or Windows. So we're just going to do root. Alright. Default browser. Now, I just suggest keeping this the same because, I don't know, there's no reason to change it. File name. So you want to change this to what it looks like it's running as in your task manager. So let's say I want nobody to know that I'm actually running this. I would name it Explorer.exe. Alright. So, we're done with that. Take off melt file. Persistence is so if you close it once, it will keep restarting itself. And this will make more sense in a second. Persistence is so if I go into Task Manager and I go, okay, well, where's a good process? I right click on this and I hit end process, it doesn't just stay off, it starts back up. Now this is only for when it's running already. That's called persistence. Now if I click this button here that says HK local key current user, this means that it's going to insert itself into registry, which means every time I start my computer, it will start itself. So you always want to have that clicked. Now HK local machine, it requires you run it as an administrator in order to do it. So I always leave that one unchecked. That will infect other user accounts. I mean, you can keep it in checked, but let's say, okay, current user is only the user account that you're on. So if I'm on MasterShake user account, that means that that virus is only going to be active if it's running on that account. Now if I go down here and I click log off or switch users, if I switch a user to like master shake number 2, it can't run because it's not in the registry. It won't be able to run on that one. Hide files so you can't see the like file names and stuff. Like you won't see them. Like it could be in this folder right here, but I won't be able to see it because it's hidden. Change creation date is pretty much saying that it's going to change it to an earlier date that it was made. So like when I first installed my operating system, it was made. Melt file will pretty much just delete it after you run it, just for the user. I mean, obviously it installs itself somewhere else, but it makes it so the user can't find it. Messages. This is just a prompt or whatever if you want it to display a fake error. CyberGate. Blah blah blah. You get that part. Activate keylogger. So this is delete. I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, if you're setting up a virus or whatever, or a rat, you probably know what FTP is. I'm not even going to explain it. Antis pretty much makes it so it can't run on a virtual computer. Create server. Use icon, don't use icon. Bind files so you can put 2 programs in one. So if you wanted to install the bot and then run like steam.exe, it will. Google Chrome passwords, really not useful. It keylogs already, so you don't really have to steal passwords from Google Chrome. Anyway, you have to host the file on a website. I suggest not doing it. It's really not worth it. Delay execution time. This pretty much just says that in 45 seconds I will start. That's all it does. Compress with UPX. This is just to make it smaller. Not really a big deal if you're just spreading around. Then you hit create server, desktop, save, you're done. Alright, so after you create your virus, you're going to need a port forward. So this is always going to be different for you. So I'll just do my best at explaining it. So I've got a Quest modem. So I'm going to go to advanced setup. I'm going to go down here to advanced firewall or port forwarding. It's always going to be under port forwarding. So I'm going to port forward port 81 and ending port 81 under UDP and CMD IP config. So my internal IP is 192.168.0.3. So that's what I'm going to put in here as my land IP, 192.168.0.3. So that's my internal IP, and that's the port that I'm using. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click apply. Now what this is going to do is it's going to port forward my port so people can communicate to me. What happens is when somebody tries to, like, let's say you send somebody a message that says hello. You can send out that message, they'll receive it, and maybe they want to send you something back like, I got your message. So when they try to send you that back, it goes through your router, and once it hits your router, think of it as doorways. It's got 4 doorways, alright? You've got your computer, your mom's computer, and some random person's and another random person's, alright? So when it gets there, it just pretty much hits a wall. It doesn't know where to go. So it just hits a wall and bounces right back off. What port forwarding does is it says, okay, if you're coming in on port 81, the same port that I sent out, or you're trying to talk to me on port 81, then I want you to go straight to my computer. And if you're talking on port 82, go straight to my mom's. So, alright, so that's how it works. TCP and UDP are different protocols. TCP is like for voice over IP applications. I don't know. UDP is more raw. I'm not really exactly sure what the difference is between them, but there you have it. That's pretty much it. If you want more information, just post, and I will post back and give you the information you asked for. Peace out.